Twice a day, at 9 and at 4, they received their food. To the slave traders, they were articles of trade and no more. A captain held up by calms and adverse winds was known to have poisoned his cargo.
Read.
Another killed some of his slaves to feed the others with the flesh.
These French slave owners killed us, chopped us up, roasted us. To do what? To feed us to our brothers and sisters.
Beg your pardon.
Dirty.
You understand? I want you to go back to the book, read it again from the top, because I need our people to understand what type of animals, genocidal maniacs these people are. Let's pull up this book. Y'all got it, IT? Put that up on the screen. It's called The Black Jacobins. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Jacobins? Jacobins? I'd say Jacobins. What would y'all say?
Jacobins.
Okay, well, I'll go with that. Jacobins. I like that better, Jacobins. All right, so this details what took place in the West Indies under French rule, okay? Now, I want to go to the first page. Okay, it's very small, so we're going to have to zoom in. I'm not going to read everything. I just want to read some of it.
Yes, sir.
Scroll to the top, please.
Very top.
All right, so this is some of the practices, and this is how things was. This is how life was for our brothers and sisters that were ruled by the French. I want you to read that real quick.
Twice a day, at 9 and at 4, they received their food. To the slave traders, they were articles of trade and no more. A captain held up by calms and adverse winds was known to have poisoned his cargo.
Read.
Another killed some of his slaves to feed the others with the flesh.
Read. I need you to read it right.
Damn.
Read it again.
Another killed some of his slaves to feed the others with the flesh.
You see this? These French slave owners killed us, chopped us up, roasted us. To do what? To feed us to our brothers and sisters.
Beg your pardon.
Dirty.
You understand? I want you to go back to the book, read it again from the top, because I need our people to understand what type of animals, genocidal maniacs these people are.
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
Twice a day, at 9 and at 4, they received their food. To the slave traders, they were articles of trade and no more. A captain held up by calms or adverse winds was known to have poisoned his cargo.
Read.
Another killed some of his slaves to feed the others with the flesh. They died not only from the regiment, but from grief and rage and despair.
You see that thing right there? Knowing you eating, being force-fed to eat your brothers and sisters?
Yes.
You understand? This is the evil that they have done on the earth. That's hate right there.
That's right. Yep.
You understand? That's some serious hate right there. Let's go to the scriptures. You think it's not in the scriptures?
Bring it out.
Give me Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 25. Watch this.
Ezekiel chapter 23 and verse 25.
And you know how it says in 2 Ezra 5 and 42, it talks about the Lord's judgment being in the ring. This didn't just happen to the southern kingdom.
Yes, sir.
This happened to the northern kingdom as well. Okay, understand, those Spanish conquistadors, they did the same thing to the indigenous of America. Damn. Okay, read that, officer.
Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 25.
Watch this.
And I will set my jealousy against thee.
Because the Lord was mad with us. We sinned against our God, and the Lord allowed this to happen to us. Watch this.
And they shall deal furiously with thee.
Right, and we just read how they dealt furiously with us. Watch this.
They shall take away thy nose.
They shall do what?
Take away thy nose.
And they did that. Our brothers and sisters was eating noses.
Right. Damn.
You understand? They were eating lips, ears, penises.
Damn.
And I got another book to show.
What the hell?
Watch this.
In thy ears.
Read it again.
They shall take away thy nose and thy ears.
Read.
And thy remnant shall fall by the sword.
It says, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. Read.
They shall take thy sons and thy daughters.
Come on.
And thy residue shall be devoured by fire.
By what?
By fire.
Hey, in the auto da fe, ain't that how they tortured us?
Yes, sir.
By burning us with fire.
Yeah. Right.
What are we reading? The Bible.
That's right.
This is Bible prophecy of what these devils will come and do to the people of the Lord.
Right, right.
Let's jump up to verse 34.
Verse 34. Thou shalt even drink.
Actually, read verse 26
Yes, sir.
And then jump to 34.
Verse 26. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes.
And that's what they did to us when we became slaves. They pulled our heads, shaved our heads, and stripped us of our clothes.
Damn.
Read.
And take away thy fair jewels.
Jump up to 34.
Verse 34. Thou shalt even drink it and suck it out. And thou shalt break the sherds thereof.
Watch this.
And pluck off thy own breast.
Read.
For I have spoken it, saith the Lord God.
So, hey, if you think that the Lord was playing, he wasn't playing.
At all.
We just read what happened, what these devils did to our forefathers.
Right.
Hey, let's go to the Delectable Negro. All right? You read that.
The Delectable Negro, human consumption, and
Read that.
the Delectable Negro, human consumption and homoeroticism within U.S. slave culture.
So homoeroticism within U.S. slave culture. So showing you what? The same thing the French were doing, the U.S. was doing it too.
Right.
You had French slave owners, Spanish slave owners,
English,
Portuguese slave
British,
owners.
yeah.
They're all the same.
All the same.
They're all the same. So what page is this? No, it's not. Scroll down to the bottom, y'all. Page 171. All right, so this is the book, Delectable Negro. All right, can you see that, officer?
Yes, sir.
All right, read that.
In 1934, whites made Claude Neal, whom they lynched in Jackson Country, Florida, eat his cut-off penis and testicles. James McGovern relates the details of Neal lynching and anatomy of a lynching.
You see that thing right there? Wow. So they want to call us a hate group.
Right.
They want to call us a hate group. Who's guilty of the crimes? It's them.
That's right.
It's them. But they always want to give me that in Revelation chapter 12, I believe. The accuser of the brethren.
Yes, sir.
Give me that one real quick. But they like to point the finger. They're the ones who are the guilty ones of all of this evil on the earth, but they like to point the finger at us.
Right.
When we're doing what? We're just trying to unite our people, right?
Right. That's right.
Under the banner of the Bible.
That's it.
That's the only thing we're trying to do. You got what I want?
Yes, sir.
Read that.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 10.
Come on.
And I have heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ, for the accuser of our brethren.
For the accuser of our brother. Who is our accuser? Your friendly neighborhood white
Bring it
man.
out. Yes, sir.
Read.
Is cast down.
Is finally going to be cast down in that day. You see that? That's what we're waiting for.
That's right.
But as long as you continue
Bring it out.
to support America, France, the beast,
Right.
you don't want to be delivered. You don't want to see the end of them. God does.
That's right.
And that's why we got to expose these devils for who they are.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord